Right. So, let us take another look at these scorecards. So, we said earlier that there are different types of information, right. So, there is this personal information about the name, date of birth and all that, and then you have the subject wise information. And normally there is a separate teacher who does this, right. So, the separate maths teacher.
Maths teacher, yeah.
There will be a physics teacher, there will be a chemistry teacher. And
That's
so
correct, yeah. They keep the maths marks.
Yeah, and there will probably be a class teacher or somebody who knows this information, how to
about the student, huh?
Yeah. So,
there are 4 teachers.
Yeah, so you can assume that there are actually 4 teachers. So, maybe this
teacher should be the object, teacher should be the object, no?
Yeah, so each of them
because that's whom you will ask, no?
Yeah, so you can.
What would I do if I were to find out how somebody is doing physics? I am not going to ask some general person. I will ask the physics teacher.
Yeah. So, because this report card is finally assembled, right? The scorecard is assembled by collecting this information from everybody.
I see. Okay.
So, you can kind of decompose it. Let us say the class teacher. So, the class teacher on the day when.
So, what do we have? We have 4. So, you are saying there are 4 objects.
Yeah. So,
we have class teacher.
Yeah. So, we have the class teacher.
That is very different. So, we are now not organizing by one card, we are not organizing something else.
Yeah.
Nothing even related to these cards.
Correct. So, we are.
It is natural, actually, much more natural. Class teacher, physics teacher.
Yeah. So, we have a maths teacher.
A maths teacher.
A physics teacher and
a chemistry teacher. And these are the 4 objects. And now, if you want to ask some question, who do you ask? Depends on the question.
It depends on the question, or we could always ask the class teacher, and the class teacher will refer it to the appropriate. So we don't know. For instance, maybe the maths teacher is also the physics teacher. I mean, we have no idea. Right? So the same person may be teaching 2.
So let's say I want to find out the top 3 physics marks.
Yeah.
Top 3 physics marks.
So I will ask the class teacher the top 3 physics marks.
Hey, class teacher, tell me the top 3 physics marks in your class.
Yeah. So the class teacher will say, ignore the other 2. We'll just ask the physics
teacher. Why do I need anything?
Yeah. Tell me the top 3 marks in your class, in your subject. Yeah. Physics teacher will go through.
And the physics teacher will only have the student name and the physics.
Yeah. So we'll
just have roll number or something and the
marks in physics. Do the standard max.
3 max.
1, 2, 3 max.
Yeah.
And return.
Oh.
And then the class teacher will relay that back to us.
I see. Right. Okay. I can ask the class teacher, find me the 3 best maths marks. And what should you do then?
Same thing.
Except
that you ask the maths. Yeah, maths teacher.
So this parameterization we said earlier, max parametric pass. Now it became something which you ask different object. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Correct. So you're actually decomposing this report card itself into 3 different groups.
You segregated
4 actually. One is the personal
data.
One
keeps these personal data. One keeps this. One keeps this. One keeps. Who keeps the total? Total is computed.
Total the teacher will compute when they need it. Right. So you can always ask each of them for the marks of that particular. So if you want a total for Harish, then the class teacher will ask the maths teacher what is the maths marks for card number 1. Tell the physics teacher what is it. So these teachers don't even know the names of the students, right? So that's good, right? So they are not prejudiced that this person misbehaves in class.
Anonymous. Yeah. So if you want to find out who is the top 3 overall, the only person who can answer is class teacher.
Yeah, class teacher will have to collect this information from all these 3, and then
can't collect the top 3 subject marks.
No,
that's not,
because that we have already seen doesn't necessarily give you the right one.
Yeah, so he has to collect.
Yeah,
he'll say, give me all the marks. Give me the physics mark for this student, maths marks for this student, chemistry mark for this student. Add it up.
Yeah,
get the total mark,
and then
may store it also for future use.
Correct.
And then do whatever is necessary to find the top marks total. Okay, like that. So let's take some somewhat more complicated question we asked, right? Create a study group. We said study group basically means
some mentoring.
Yeah.
So you want a student who is better than by a certain amount, but not too much away. So we said 10 to 20 marks.
10 to 20 marks in maths, let us say.
Yeah.
Then maths, somebody can mentor somebody else in maths.
Yeah.
But that somebody else could mentor this person in physics.
Correct.
Something like that. We wanted to find that kind of combination. Whom do you ask that question here?
So I suppose each teacher knows the mentoring relationship for that subject, right? So maths teacher knows within maths who can mentor another person.
They
So
can
we had drawn this graph.
their
right?
graph. They'll create the graph.
Yeah. So for
maths graph.
instance, let's see if we can find. Yeah. So for instance, 74 and 62 is more than 10 and less than 20. So the maths teacher would have a graph which says that, say, 8 can enter 1 in maths,
We'll have that.
and has only maths. It doesn't
Only maths.
because the maths teacher doesn't know anything about anything else.
So there's no label required.
No label required.
Because you're asking maths teachers, so obviously it's maths.
Yeah.
So you can tell. So you will ask this question to the class teacher. Hey, class teacher, prepare the students into study groups.
Yeah. So
the class teacher will say, I can't do it without knowing subject, right? So you will tell the maths teacher,
give me the mentoring graph for your subject.
meaning graph. Oh, I see. Graph.
Ah,
Entire graph will ask. Why not?
why
right?
not? Why not?
So the maths teacher will prepare the graph and return it back to
Yeah,
class.
saying this is the relationship of all the students in my group.
Okay, and then he'll ask the physics teacher,
Yeah,
give me your mentoring graph.
yeah. Because once you have the mentoring graph, you don't really care what the marks are. You just need to know that 8 can mentor 1, right? You don't need to know how many marks.
All the marks information. Okay, yeah. So in fact, for this problem, class teacher doesn't even
Yeah.
need to know marks.
Yeah,
So then it'll ask the physics teacher, give me the graph.
yeah,
So you get a graph from this.
yeah. So physics teacher might give you some other graph, for instance. Might say that, say 24 can mentor, or 24 can't mentor this, but
88, this guy can. Sure.
so 9 can
Mentor 24.
9 can mentor 24. So this will be a typical edge here.
So he'll return such edges.
Yeah,
Basically, all such edges he has to return,
correct. Yeah.
right? A list of such edges he has to return.
Yeah, and this one will be chemistry person will say 1 can mentor 9.
So he will return a list of edges.
Yeah.
So this guy will return list of edges. So you get 3 lists.
Get 3 lists, and now the class teacher can
Just
now
like those trains, right? We got
yeah,
huh?
correct.
Now what
But
does he
here
do?
it's like now the class teacher, if you remember the graph that we drew,
Huh.
it had 3 kinds of edges, right? So we had
MP and all.
yeah,
that.
so we had labeled them with M and some P and C and all that. So this is what the class teacher does. The class teacher takes these 30 students, and now the maths teacher provides all the maths edges, so you draw all the maths edges.
label
The
them.
physics label it with M. Then the physics teacher gives you all the physics edges, label with P. Chemistry teacher gives you all the chemistry edges, label with C. Now you have the full graph. So now you have assembled the graph by layering 3 layers of edges with different,
I
and
see.
we have kept track of the labels, who gave us the edge. So we have got the graph which we earlier collected.
And then you can do the same thing.
Yeah,
like
and now once you have the graph, you look for the
cycles.
and
Cycles of MP and C
Yeah.
or MP or M, whatever it is. Yeah.
yeah. But the important thing is that this graph is now given piece. So each teacher has only got to focus on 1 mark. So they just give back a graph of their subject, and it's the class teacher's job to keep these 3 edges, 3 sets of edges labeled correctly, so that these study groups can be identified through these different edge cycles.
More elegant.
So it sort of decomposes
Decomposes the problem nicely, neatly.
Yeah.
Okay.